Hey, if you're a small indie beauty brand owner looking for cosmetic packaging with low MOQ, this video will help you save a lot of time and finally help you understand the real logic behind small batch cosmetic packaging. By the way, I am Terry from Bottlemile. We supply cosmetic packaging based in China, Guangzhou City. If you need help finding the right packaging, just send me a message. This is literally what we do every day. You might have these questions, or you're going to have. When you find a jar or bottle that you like, it turns out to be a really high MOQ. But most of the time, it's just a new product. We cannot guarantee the sales volume can cover it. You see the same packaging online, and the suppliers quote you really different prices. You just don't know who to trust. You try to buy small quantities, but you get a really ridiculous high price. You are so confused about different materials, PET, PETG, PP, right? They look just the same in the pictures. You don't know the difference between various decoration techniques. Silk printing, hot stamping, heat transfer printing. You got no clue how long the lead time should actually be. This list just goes on and on. And this is why I started making YouTube video. This video might not cover every situation, but I will be making videos constantly. Hope I can help you, and let's grow together. Okay, why low MOQ cosmetic packaging is so hard to produce? Almost all cosmetic containers, bottles, jars, tubes, usually formed by blowing or injection molds. Every single container needs at least two components. For example, this one. There's a cap, there's a main body, and sometimes even more, such as a pump or an inner plug. Now, the biggest issue is this. Every component means at least one set of molds. And that brings up three huge problems. One, molds are really expensive. An injection mold, for instance, can cost thousands of US dollars. If your production volume is low, then the payback period for that mold investment will be incredibly long. Two, setup cost. Installing and setting up the molds on the machine takes labor and adjustment time. For the factory, that's a huge cost. If your order is too small, the factory simply cannot just recover their cost of that production. Three, customization MOQ. When it comes to decoration, like silk printing, hot stamping, even if you have a small quantity containers already, you still have to meet the MOQ of decoration. But the MOQ principle of decoration is basically the same. These are the main reasons it's hard to find small batch packaging for small business. Why unit price of small batch packaging is more expensive? Unit price of small batch order is more expensive for a really simple reason. The production model was never designed for tiny quantities. When a factory runs a big production batch, all the fixed costs, the mold setup, the machine adjustment, and the color mixing, manpower, a production line cleaning can spread across a big quantity, right? But if the order is small, those same fixed costs will be shared by only a few hundred pieces. Naturally, the unit price becomes much higher. But you can still buy small quantities, right? Here's what happens when you buy low MOQ packaging. Scenario one, a factory overproduced during a large run and the extra becomes available as stock. Scenario two, a stockist or distributor produced in bulk and stored the inventory and now offers it in small quantities. Both models involves additional warehousing, handling, and the inventory risk, and all that gets reflected in price. So yes, small batch packaging will always be more expensive. Why small brands should start with small quantity? Regardless, if you are new or small brand, you must start with small batch packaging. Yes, the unit price is higher and it is harder to find, but here's why you should do it anyway. Reason one, inventory costs. For a new product with uncertain sales, ordering huge quantities means you need more space to store all that material, and that adds warehouse costs. If they are not stored properly, those containers can even get damaged. Reason two, reduced upfront investment. Although the per unit price for a small batch is higher, the total cost is much lower than a bulk order like 5,000 or 10,000. This significantly reduces your financial risk in the early stage of your business. Reason 3, market flexibility. For a new product, rapid small-scale market testing is crucial. You don't need thousands of containers. A few hundred products are enough to test the potential of it. If the product unfortunately fails, your cost to abandon it is low, and you can quickly start and test the next project. Reason 4, packaging upgrade strategy. Small batch packaging does have limits in shape and decoration, but once your product takes off, you can upgrade to a larger, fully customized package for the next run. And the best part is you can proudly tell your customers, hey, we upgraded the packaging because you guys love this product so much. And this feels completely natural. Okay, where to find reliable small batch suppliers? Number 1, Alibaba Made in China, all the B2B platforms. These platforms have tons of options, shapes, colors, molds. So yes, they are a decent place to find. But let's be real for a second. As a seller, the platform fees are crazy high. Don't ask me how I know. We paid for them before. And because the fees are high, the product price has to cover the cost. So, that will make the price higher. Plus, some sales are basically follow-up machines. They message you non-stop without really understanding what you need. Of course, not everyone's like that, but you get the idea. Number 2, local suppliers in your own country. The good part is zero communication barrier, faster shipping, super convenient. The downside is most local warehouse cannot stock a wide variety. It is too expensive to hold so many different types of molds and colors or something like that. And because decoration options are limited, doing special finishing becomes difficult. But you still can find the basic items if you don't have a too complex requirement. Number 3, trade shows. Trade shows can work sometimes, but honestly, most of them are there for big orders. You might run into small batch friendly vendors, but spending flights, hotels, tickets just to find a small batch doesn't always make sense. So yes, maybe skip this one. Number 4, underground supplies. Actually, in China, a lot of factories and distributors don't use Alibaba, or they don't go to trade shows at all. But they've been supplying packaging for brands behind the scenes for many years. The good part is they are flexible, price is usually better, and they are fast. The downside is that they are hard to find, and because you don't know them yet, trust takes time. But thanks to social media, it is getting easier nowadays. They might have a website, Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, just like what I'm doing now. Theoretically, every single factory has a limited number of molds, especially for small batch containers, more limitation of variety. This is where you need a supplier who can actually help you source different container types. What materials are commonly used for cosmetic packaging? Cosmetic packaging is mainly made from 2 materials, glass and plastic. Of course, there are some other kind of materials, but the main character is plastic and the glass. Most of the small parts, the caps, the pumps, the inner plugs are made by injection molding using materials like PP, PS, ABS, acrylic. The main bottle body can be made in 2 ways. Blow molding for materials like PP, PET, or HDPE. Another one is the injection molding for a thicker, heavier looking container. Different materials change the clarity, durability, and even the feeling of the product. Material talk sounds pretty boring. There are a lot of things to say, so I'm gonna save this for another video. Okay, another thing is about decoration and the customization. Packaging decoration has become super devised these days. Silk printing, hard stamping, labeling, film wrapping, in-mold labeling, and many more finishing techniques. There's a lot to talk about, so I will make another separate video to talk about this topic. But the thing is, most of these options are designed for large volume production too. So for small batch packaging, the choices are more limited. But don't worry, right now we can offer silk printing, hot stamping, labeling, and sometimes spray coating if the quantity allows. So for small quantity, there are still some methods to brand it. If you have any questions, you can send us an email or leave a comment below. Here are some tips every small beauty brand owner should know. Tip 1. Skip the perfect custom molds. Don't chase the perfect custom designed molds at the beginning. Big brands can sell it because they can sell really large quantity. But as a small brand, the smartest move is to use existing molds. They are faster, cheaper, and low risk. Tip 2. For small batches, keep your decoration simple. Things like silk printing or labeling. Your packaging doesn't need to be super unique at the beginning because your formula and the product itself can help you sell too. Once the customers love it, then upgrade the packaging like we said earlier. Always provide visual references when you are sourcing. Suppliers actually, they don't know what you mean just by your description. Find some pictures online that looks close to what you want. Things will get much faster. Tip 4. Consider the balance between shipping cost and the product value. For example, big capacity packaging like shampoo or body lotion bottles is usually better to source locally because they take up a lot of space, and this kind of bottles are very cheap actually. So sometimes the international shipping can cost more than the package itself. And high value or small capacity packaging is usually better to source from China or other countries. You can fit more units in the same space, and that will save a lot of shipping cost. Tip 5. Never skip the final sample. Remember, get a confirmed physical sample before you place a bulk order. First, you can ask your suppliers to offer you a blanket picture of that container. Then you design your artwork based on that blank picture. The next step, you ask the supplier to do as what you want. Then ask them to ship you the sample. Yes, it takes a little extra time, but trust me, it's always better than receiving a batch of packaging that you really don't like in reality. If you're still watching this video, that means you are seriously committed to building your own cosmetic business. Congratulations! You already have one key entrepreneurial spirit, the drive to explore every detail. Okay, this video is not perfect, but I think it will be better in next one. At the end of the day, finding suppliers, testing products, and doing marketing, these are all small steps every small business owner has to go through. Just like life, you only understand it after you're really been through it. Alright, if you have a small beauty brand or you're going to have, and you need low MOQ packaging, jars, bottles, pumps, tubes, boxes, we can help you source and customize them in small batch. Just send us an email or WhatsApp message or wherever you can find us and tell us the product you are going to launch, and we will guide you step by step. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in next one.